quotas for the landlords' dialogue with the taxman. The attendance overwhelmed URA's expectations, but helped highlight pressing revenue issues that landlords face in this country.
Landlords representing small, medium and large-scale properties spanning across more than 5 districts arrived in their thousands at the URA hall in Kampala. Initially, the landlords were disappointed that they were being collectively addressed without proper categorization, making it hard to pinpoint unique issues pertaining rental tax. Musinguzi Rujoki, the Commissioner General of URA, acknowledged this concern and assured the attendees that URA would follow up with categorized meetings to address the unique needs of different segments of landlords. At the meeting, landlords argued that the current policy did not reflect the needs of the property sector, as landlords are subjected to heavy taxes most times before sustainable income is generated.
Tugambe nti omwaka okollectinze million 5, but out of that collection osasula million 4.5 interest ku loan. Million 4.5 interest ku loan ebera expense. Kati bwentuuka ku end of year nongamba expenses zote zijja ku exceedinga 50% allowable. Kitegeeza nti ekizimbe kyange bwe mba sisasudde interest, essente zonna ze nkollectinze nezisasula mu interest ate ogenda zinsaba mu musolo.
Rental tax has historically been one of the least performing segments of revenue collection. In financial year 2019-20, only 110 billion shillings was collected from rental tax, a figure that increased to 215 billion Ugandan shillings in the fiscal year 2022-23. However, this still represents less than 1% of the total revenue collection, far below what the sector's size suggests.
Uganda is one of the least countries in terms of tax to GDP, the contribution of tax to GDP. We are one of the lowest collecting countries of tax in the whole world. But research all over the world has shown that any country that collects below 18 to 20% of tax to GDP, it cannot develop.
In the financial year 2022-23, Uganda's tax to GDP ratio rose to 14% for the first time, compared to the long-standing figure below 10%. But Uganda Revenue Authority aims to reach a tax to GDP ratio of 18 to 20% within the next 2 years. Wadulo Mark Arnold for UBC Business.
The National Social Security Fund declared an interest rate of 10% on member savings for the financial year 2022-2023, translating into 1.5 trillion Ugandan shillings that has already been credited to the members' accounts.
Government has commended the fund for posting a remarkable performance on almost all the key performance indicators despite a challenging business and investment environment both locally and regionally. This was during the NSSF annual members meeting where the fund declared an interest rate of 10% on member savings for the financial year 2022-2023. The interest rate declared is 5.8% above the 10-year average.
The rate I have just declared is 5.8% above the 10-year average, which means that the fund has once again delivered on its promise and surpassed it by almost 3.8%. To the members, thank you for trusting the NSSF with your money. It is safe. No fooling, it is safe. Your money is very safe. The fund is an institution we are all proud of, and we shall not let you down.
Economic success is not an end on itself. Social security is a staircase to social justice. We are all making our modest contribution in building that staircase. I thank you for your individual and collective contributions.
At the meeting, the fund's managing director, Patrick Ayota, highlighted the fund's sustainability agenda that included support to local entrepreneurs to scale and create jobs and interventions in health and education sectors.
When you grow when your contributions are more than your benefits, and then when your income is more than your expenses. As the benefits begin to creep up, if you don't do something, your fund matures, and there's a point at which you can begin to die. And that's why we have to figure out a new way of doing things.
Key highlights include assets under management increasing by 7.5% from 17.26 trillion shillings in the financial year 2021-2022 to 18.56 trillion shillings in the financial year 2022-2023. And member contributions increasing by 15.4% from 1.5 trillion shillings in the financial year 2021-2022 to 1.7 trillion shillings in the financial year 2022-2023.
There are two channels on how the fund grows, the members' fund grows. One is investment. If you invest in appropriate tools or assets, the money will grow, and when it grows, you get the total money of the scheme. When you grow, then now you can afford to do what? To increase on the savings of the members. Two, the limiting of expenses.
Dennis Igawa for UBC Business.
Legal and tech practitioners showcased the technological advances that are driving legal service delivery. The one-day event at the Innovation Village in Tinda was under the theme, The Rise of Legal Engineering, Promoting Innovation for the Legal Industry. Mario Naori has the details.
With the people who are bringing the systems, from the people who are bringing the system.
The legal industry has over the years been viewed as one that is hard to quickly adapt to new technological advancements. However, a team of legal representatives have come up to demystify the fallacy by promoting the integration of technology into the practice of law.
Matcase tool, it's a tool that is enabling lawyers to handle the life cycle of a case from the day the client walks into your firm to the day you close the case. We have others who have innovated a digital tool to enable seamless billing for a law firm. We have others who are developing tools for cybersecurity, others who are developing tools for digital wills.
This Legal Tech Expo in Kampala serves as a platform for legal practitioners and tech innovators to create synergy for the advancement of the future of law in Uganda, with the goal of creating new opportunities to improve efficiency in the management of legal processes.
I'm not sure there is any person out there that does not or has not experienced a legal problem, at least at any point in their life. And so what does that mean? It means that we have to be able to create systems of engagement where the public can be able to access justice or access services, access information, and be able to not just access that information, but work towards a resolution. So if you come to court, we're trying to create systems that enable you to be able to have your case heard and allow you to have your case processed on time so that justice can be served, because justice delayed is justice denied.
We have to change a lot. We hear about doctors having an online system. Our job is not to take away their profession. It is all about being efficient, timely, and you become a winner. Because at the end of the day, we have to have processes, digitalize the processes in the legal system to make this work efficient and justice given as allied. We had a discussion with you before here, and I was wondering, why do we ferry people from Ruzira, wherever you ferry them from, to Buganda Road? Honestly, AI has done a lot of interviews. We employ people using their interviews. You know someone's IQ and what you need from him. But now we are honestly ferrying people. There's no assessment done. You take 2 hours on the road with the Uganda jam and go back, take back someone to Chitalia. But you could have done this assessment in a Zoom room, wherever you are, and be able to get the justice that is needed.
Whereas technology may be the new normal, users and innovators are urged to safeguard their data.
What does it mean in terms of protection of data? Of course, different countries have policies on data protection. So what we want to do or discuss is how can data be protected without denying companies the right to legitimately use that data? And what are the rights of individuals over their own data? Where will the data be stored? How can the data be protected? So all these are the key issues that legal tech is looking into. What are the implications of using certain technology, to conduct business?
By organizing the Expo, the Innovation Village intends to create synergies among law and technology firms with a mission of increasing access to legal information and enhanced service delivery. Mariona Wori.
Blockchain and then collecting information through.
Bravo Shoes Community Support Organization has joined forces with Home to Africa Tours and Travel to extend a helping hand to the young and talented tour guide sensation Nicholas Tukwasibwe. At just 6 years old, Nicholas, hailing from the Rubirizi district, garnered fame when a video of him expertly mimicking a tour guide at Queen Elizabeth National Park went viral on the popular social media platform TikTok.
How do you feel, Nicholas?
I feel much better and you're okay.
How do you feel?
I feel much better and you're okay.
Nicholas's journey took a turn after his father died, leaving him along with his mother and two siblings residing in a modest shack along Kasese Road near Rubirizi. Education seemed like an elusive dream for him until the timely intervention, and now he emerges as a beacon of hope for his family. Nicholas's mother appreciates the partnership which provides her son an education that takes him to university. Nicholas will also be mentored into becoming a professional junior tour operator. This sponsorship allows him the flexibility to explore various aspirations while receiving close support and mentorship.
By the way, at this moment as we finish here, he's checking into school. He's leaving for his school. We picked him from the other side. He's checking in at Namwa Education Center, and he's joining all other children that we support with education.
We have a number of travelers who are willing to support these people. We have the base and background of many children in the communities who need this support. And Nicholas being our ambassador, we feel Home to Africa will be seen as a brand that is caring for communities. And thus so many people will be able to come up and be in partnership with us and the Bravo Shoes to cater for more children.
Welcome.
Nicholas Tukwasibwe represents a shining example of how a community can uplift a promising young talent, shaping a brighter and more hopeful future.
Our formators, animals, elephant, baboon, monkey, and chimpanzee.
On matters of business registration, Uganda Registration Services Bureau launched the Chiri is a Formalized Today campaign, a mass business online registration initiative that is intended to reach the last businesses in all rural parts of the country.
Uganda Registration Services Bureau mass business registration exercise was graced over by Norbert Mao, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs.
Ugandans are being called upon to formalize their businesses. Imagine the Uganda government has put aside 200 billion for businesses to get support from the ravages of the lockdown when we had COVID. But only businesses that were registered by the time of the lockdown are able to get that money. A company can get up to 200 million shillings at an interest rate of only 10%. So these benefits are available.
According to the Registration and Services Bureau, they are upbeat and ready to bring all entrepreneurs, small and big, on board.
Uganda Registration Services Bureau in different regions. We are in Masaka, we are in Arua, in Imbale, in Imbarara, in all these, in Hoima, and we are in 43 municipalities of this nation, but also working with the local government, working with the Ministry of Local Government, working with the Ministry of Finance, working with our mother ministry, the Ministry of Justice. We are almost going everywhere, and this is intended to promote household incomes through formalization of businesses. It is intended to utilize the services because so many businesses are dying, so many businesses are collapsing because they've never registered.
It should be a grand example that we can register business in 1 hour. I'm glad, ladies and gentlemen, that challenge has been met. Through formalization, or rather through simplification of business registration procedures, as well as collaborating with other agencies. For instance, we came out with the initiative of one-stop center. For us, we leave the talk. We don't just one-stop center, and we went ahead and did it, so that an investor doesn't want to jump from one place to another. They are all under one roof.
About 87% of locally owned businesses were not registered by URSB by the time COVID-19 broke, making it hard for them to be aided by the government.
Government will not support you. Like now we have a small business recovery fund of 200 billion. But the main prerequisite, the main requirement for accessing it is a formalization. Now, many businesses have failed to access this fund, and we are changing the rules of the game every day with the supervised financial institutions. Right?
Chiri Easy Mass online business registration comes in at a time when digital services are taking a fast shape in the business world, with so many organizations opting for online means of operations.
The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, has awarded Uganda an impressive score of 72.17% following a comprehensive universal safety oversight audit program. Samuel Sonono has the details.
The ICAO Safety Audit, officially known as the Universal Safety Oversight Audit Program, is a comprehensive evaluation conducted by the International Civil Aviation Organization, and it aims to assess the effectiveness of a country's safety oversight systems in the field of civil aviation, particularly in compliance with the set standards and recommended practices. Uganda's audit results signal an overall improvement in aviation safety performance, surpassing both the regional Eastern and Southern Africa average of 55.66% and the global average of 67.68%.
While the CMA is a full safety oversight audit, that Uganda has scored 72% in such a comprehensive audit is highly commendable. Prior to this, the other most recent audit conducted by ICAO on Uganda was the Universal Security Audit Program, in which the country scored 81.8%. That was in 2017. And that was well above then the global average of 72%.
According to Fred Byamukama, the State Minister for Transport at the Ministry of Works and Transport, these scores will enhance the country's reputation in the global aviation community.
This is a reassurance that with the effort civil aviation has put in, we are going to see more passengers passing through Entebbe Airport. And once they pass through Entebbe Airport, this means revenue correction to the government. And also with this audit, this attracts more investors because everyone would like to use or to deal with a stable country aviation-wise.
Of particular note is Uganda's avoidance of any significant safety concern registration, a critical factor in preserving international confidence in the country's airspace.
Aviation is all about observance of safety, security, and certification and the facilitation guidelines. And that's the work we do from morning to evening, every day, for the end of the month.
The audit team commended the regulator, the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, for its commendable efforts in certifying Entebbe International Airport and recertifying the national carrier, Uganda Airlines. Relatedly, the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority also revealed that the country's aviation industry is experiencing a resurgence in international passenger traffic. August 2023 witnessed Entebbe International Airport recording 93,560 arriving passengers and 97,947 departing passengers. This monthly record reflects an encouraging sign of recovery from the pandemic's adverse effects, surpassing pre-COVID passenger figures. Samuel Senono, UBC.
On the regional scene, import cargo through the Dar port to Uganda has gone up by 61,000 tons, or equivalent of 44% increase. This is according to the 2022 annual report of the performance of Central Corridor Transit Transport.
The year 2022 monthly trends in import cargo volume for Uganda through the Central Corridor show a significant improvement, with an increase of 61,000 tons, up from 203,000 tons in 2021. Although the annual report of the performance of Central Corridor Transit Transport shows promising statistics, analysts argue that much needs to be done for the Central Corridor to regain its lost glory as Uganda's import and export route of choice.
The Tanzanian route has to be popularized, but also Ugandans, through the necessary government agencies, should be provided with information, say for example through the Uganda Investment Authority, to know what is the advantage of using the Tanzanian route, what advantages come with it, and what can I trade there. There is a lot to trade there.
Given the excess capacity on the Mombasa route, that's why the Central Corridor needs to be utilized also. Given that the Mombasa route is now experiencing a clog.
According to Paul Akuma, transport is a key thing in economics, or the life of any economic system, and key part of trade markups. He therefore proposes the improvement of systems, enhancement of trucks' turnaround time and ships' dwell time in order to promote and make the multimodal transport system in the Central Corridor more attractive to Uganda's business community.
Transport is transport and the profit margins form what we call the trade markups. So it's very key in because it makes sure goods move out of production to the consumption point.
His observation comes at a time when Uganda is registering a steady annual economic growth and thus demanding more intermediates.
Our economy has grown. We have many factories now. So I think re-examining the use of only Mombasa port should come into the discussion. That's a conversation we need to have, whether we should not also use the Dar es Salaam port or the Mwanza port.
The reopening of the Central Corridor Rail Waterways intermodal route of Dar es Salaam, Mwanza, Port Bell, Kampala is credited for increased export and import cargo volumes between Uganda and Tanzania. In 2022, cargo throughput MV Kawa was 55,000 tons, equivalent to an increase of 48% from 37,000 tons in 2021.
Also, we shall procure more two ships, which we shall also add on Lake Victoria, that we can have enough cargo to go on the rail line, and this too much cargo which will come as a result of connecting the rail transport to other parts of this country, it can be taken by water.
In terms of minimizing the fusion of methane gases, if you went on water and then used the railway, it is much more efficient. It's much more efficient compared to other routes we have here in the East African region.
The road transport is good, but I think it's working above capacity.
Dennis Igor for the Business Roundup.
In our Sounds of Business, we take you to Western Uganda to the newly commissioned Chikagati hydroelectric power dam that serves Uganda and Tanzania. I guess this is where the Pamoja initiative started from. Have a look.
We shall liaise with the Uganda police to carry out raids, to carry out investigations, and to carry out arrests against all individuals still involved in such negative vices of using national IDs as security or collateral or mortgage.
I think it could be a necessary evil in the sense that the people need the credit, and perhaps that's the only thing that they have that can enable them to get credit. On the other hand, you might find that people are using it recklessly as well. You just keep borrowing. Patricia, talked about the issue of forging the documentation. So it could be to protect both the lender and the person being lent. However, we must also realize that there are some things that are, when you get a document like that, it is best in the hands of a regulated entity. People do not know yet about issues of data protection.
As we wrap up the show, let's leave you with some words of wisdom. Start investing early. This will help you buy back time for your future self. Credit goes to the Conquer Mindset Money on X platform. Thank you for being part of the Business Roundup. I've been your host, Dennis Igoa. Let's catch up next time. Adios.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Handwashing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Nibanyita kananye niyita Sez Nuwagaba, commercial officer at Ntungamo District Government.
I am Sez Nuwagaba, the commercial officer for Ntungamo Local Government. I express my gratitude to God for this platform and the Emyuga initiative brought to us by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, as it has positively transformed the lives of the people in Ntungamo, whom I have known for a long time. When you visit the beneficiaries of this program, you can easily witness the significant positive changes in their lives. The audit report demonstrates that despite their leader being deaf and blind, profits are being made, highlighting how this program has actively engaged and evolved every individual. Initially, we received 2 billion and 650 million Uganda shillings. Each constituency received 530 million Uganda shillings. I would like to express my gratitude to this platform for providing us with the opportunity to share information about the Emyuga program. Our special thanks go to the President for initiating the program, and additionally, I would like to mention that there are numerous similar projects in Rubare and Ntungamo.
Bigirwa Kalisa Samuel is my name, Chief Administrative Officer, Palaro District Local Government. Palaro District currently runs a budget of 39 billion, so we basically implement central government funded projects and initiatives. There are a number of success stories we have registered over the past period, especially in health under UGIFT, that's the Uganda Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfer Project, where we built a 650 million health center 3 at Buyinda sub-county. It is a state-of-the-art project which is not likely to be elsewhere in the country. The other project we have to reckon with is the Bukamba City Secondary School, which we are going to commission very soon, costing about 1.9 billion Uganda shillings. And then we have also other projects in production and marketing under the production and marketing grant. And these include the 4-acre model farm initiative of the President. We have fisheries, fish farming. So government has basically invested a lot of infrastructure, a lot of funding in infrastructure development, and these projects are starting to bear fruits. We are moving as a local government, implementing government programs, basically the NRM government manifesto of His Excellency the President.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Operation Wealth Creation is a government project which was started by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni to help Wananchi improve their livelihoods. In this program, we are going to feature successful enterprises supported by Operation Wealth Creation. We shall feature stories from Masaka, Gulu, Kabarole, Omoro, Rukunjiri, and Chiruhura districts.
Amanya Julius Kanamwangi nga ndi chairman w'abavubuka mu kibiina kyaffe kya Bukoto Central Youth Link, ekibiina ekyegattibwamu abavubuka naddala okusinga wano mu Kyannamukaka Kyesiiga ssaako ne Kabonera. Twatunuulira nnyo missioni yaffe ey'okulaba nga
Julius Kanamwangi is a youth farmer from Bukoto Central Youth Link, Masaka District. He, as chairman, explains that their mission in this group is to help the youth to improve their livelihood, and the group decided to undertake coffee growing. They started in 2014, where they obtained coffee seedlings from Operation Wealth Creation and UCDA. Altogether, the group has planted over 30,000 coffee trees. On individual basis, Kanamwangi started with 1 acre, but now has expanded to 6 acres.
Ezisinga zitandise okuvubuka naye kati eka ezimpa obulungi ziyiika 4. Emmwanyi zaffe etumala ozikungula mu nnimiro gye tuvudde, abantu bakubiriza ozikwata obulungi ne bazaanika ku matundubaayo. Tumala ozipima tugenda tuziteeka wano.
The group also helps members in planting and post-harvest handling to ensure quality. It is stored at a level of SAQ, in Luganda called Kase. He calls on the youth to take on coffee growing since it's a cash crop.
Baba zita FHU, oba mu Luganda kyetuyita Kase. Naye kukyenziza enfunamu nti nsobodde okugaziwa n'empeza eka z'ettaka kati ziri mu 9. Kirina akamaliza okusimba emmwanyi obulungi ziri mu 6 n'ekitundu. Nsobodde okulaba nti nabyenze enkola, nsobodde okuzimba ennyumba eri Kampala gye nagiteeka, kuba gye nayisoose okubeesinga. Ne bannaffe abeetaaga obuyambi ku kulima emmwanyi tubasomesa nti bino olina gisetinga wooti, olina girabira wooti, oba oyagala okubeera ne ssente, oba okubeera mu bulamu obweyagaza, lima ekirime ky'emmwanyi. Abavubuka mbakubiriza twagale pulogulaamu za gavumenti, twagale okukola, twagale ekirime ky'emmwanyi. Ekirime ky'emmwanyi ye cash crop, kyekirime kye tusinga oku-exporting e Uganda, lwaki kisinga okuvaamu ssente. Ffe abakyenyigiddemu kituyambye okubeera okukyusa obulamu bwaffe. Nga President w'atukubiriza, nga gavumenti y'NRM wetukubiriza, ensi yaffe tujja gyenyumirizaamu nga tuli bakozi, nga tulina ssente, musobola okwetuusa ku ky'oyagala.
Nga ndi mulimi nsangibwa wano ku
Another coffee farmer we visited is Kabito James of Kyesiiga Green Village Farming Center in Masaka District. At Green Village, they do coffee beds for seedlings, grow pineapples, passion fruits, and cattle rearing.
Mulimo mulungi kubanga president atukubiriza, government zonna zikubiriza n'ey'Emmengo okulima emmwanyi. Naye wano ku Green Village tulinawo ekiyiiyo kyaffe okwawukanako ne UCDA. Si kwawukana nnyo nti tuwakanya, naye tulaba nga tulina obuyiiya bwaffe okukyusaamu mu mabanga agasimbibwa mu yiika y'emmwanyi. Era nga yiika y'emmwanyi eya UCDA ebeeramu emiti 450. Naye kati nze ekiyiiye kyange wano yiika tuteekamu emiti 9.
When it comes to earning income, he says that each tree is expected to yield 3 kilograms of kase, and from 1 acre, one gets 2,700 kilograms of kase. If each is sold at 8,000 Uganda shillings per kilo, one will get 21,600,000 Uganda shillings.
Uganda abasobola okweyunira ensimba empya bagyeyunire kubanga ekolera ddala esobola okuwa emmwanyi mu bungi bwazo, naye nga tutunuulira bino wammanga: endokwa ennungi, amabanga, entegeka yaago, ensimba, endabirira ate n'okugimusa. Ekyo byebimu ku bikulu bye tutunuulira ku faamu wano, tubiteekako nnyo essira okubeera ng'emmwanyi zonna zenkanankana ate nga zirabika kyekimu ate ng'era zonna zigenda kutuwa kye twagala. Buli muti tugusuubirako kilo 3 ezakase, era kilo 3 ezakase tubeera ne kilo 27,000. Bwe tukubisaamu ku ssente akaliwo kati siringi 8 tuba tufune miliyoni 21,600. Futi 10 ku 10 naye era esigala ng'etuwa kilo 3. Kilo 3 tuba tufune kilo 1,350. Tuba tufune miliyoni 10,800. Kati tuba tukubisizaamu wali emirundi 2 ate mu yiika y'emu ate mu mwaka gwe gumu. Ekiyiiyo kino tulabira ddala nga kigenda kutuyamba okwongera okukulaakulanya faamu yaffe. Era neebaza Pulezidenti yafuddeyo nnyo eri bannayuganda okubayingiza ennyo mu by'obulimi ng'omulimu. Era afo modo nti olina w'olundira, olina w'olima yiika y'emmwanyi, olina w'osimba ebisagazi, kwegamba okusobola okubeera nga w'oli ku yiika zo 4. Naye kati ffe wano tukitadde mu nkola olw'ensonga nti ffe okusinziira nga bwe kiri nti yiika y'emmwanyi bwe tugitunuulirayo yokka.
Capital thanks President Museveni for encouraging people to engage in farming.
Nti ye ate ayagala tubeere nga tufune miliyoni 22 okutuuka ku 3 buli mwaka. Nga Green Village tuyina ekirooto ekiwanvu ekyokubeera nga tugenda kuba nga tutandikawo fruit factory, era General Salim Sale yajja n'agicommissioninga. Tusuubira nti ekyo kigenda kuyambako bannayuganda oba ne bannaguleta Masaka okubawa emirimu.
From Masaka, we head to Gulu District, and this is Gulu City. Sometimes back, President Yoweri Museveni visited Gulu in Acholi region to sensitize the Wananchi about the parish development model. In his speech, he emphasized the need for people to look out for opportunities and improve their livelihoods.
I was using the example of court, saying that God may bring the rain, but if you don't bother to jolopi and you put water in your house, the rain will come. After the rain has stopped, you find there is no water in your house. Similarly, if you use a small container, you jolopi but in a small container, at the end of the rain you find you don't have enough water. So I told your parents, 1995, in the whole country. Please, jolopi, but also use big container to jolopi enough. We proposed the 4 acres model.
ende logo pe eka ngwen pe orga chela.
And we said, acre number 1, put there coffee.
Wanyu ni eka number chel ke kawa coffee.
Number 2, put fruits.
Eka mario ke nyigiat ma chama fruits.
Number 3, put loom for the diang, for the cows.
Eka ma dek ke loom me champa diang.
For milk.
Perinung chap.
The ones which you zero grazing.
Die manogi twegi kabera shell ba pegila.
Eka 4, we said, we proposed you put charm. Like
Eka ma ngwendong igangi kuno inde pete jemi mahini chamo mapat.
Like cassava.
Chalo guana ge.
So those are 4 enterprises we recommended for you.
Doe mwaka eroni gamente pa enrem wajoni luak umurti ki eka ngwene me furu jema ngwene me kwang.
Why did we recommend this?
Don't pingo jemi ni ene tamle me luak ti.
Because although you do them on a small area, you get good money.
Bien ke timo kabero matiri ino chiling mabe ke ti ye mabe.
Better than the money you will get from cotton or from tobacco or from other things.
In Gulu District, Palaro Sub-County, Abungo Village, we talked to Jokene Timothy, and this is his story.
My name's Jokene Timothy, okay? I'm one of the old progressive farmers in the northern part of the country. I come from Gulu District, and my land actually sits in Gulu District. The sub-country is called Palaro, and the village is called Aburogo. It's called Aburogo. Actually, we are bordering Lamoa on one side, Pade on the other side, and then we are also bordering Kidgum on one side. So this land actually sits exactly around a small river called Achua. And by the way, this place was the place where Joseph Kony used to laugh so much because of its remote nature in the north. And this was one of the sick bay where his injured troops would be treated or get healed here. So I started actually this small ranch with 25 cows that I bought from Teso. And I will show you also the breeds of the Teso cow. Exactly because we didn't have by that time a lot of cows in the north because of the war, of course. So I went and bought 25 of them, and I started on also about 25 acres of land. And after learning, actually hearing a lot, by the way, from His Excellency the President, I realized where his passion is wealth, and that is animal. So I took interest to visit also some of my friends that are keeping animals in the West. That is why I came with a concept. I said, okay, let me cross this local animal of ours, the short-horned Jebu, with the Ankole cows, and I see what it brings. And the products are very clear. And why did I have to cross? Because one, the yield of the milk definitely improves. Two, also the size of the animal. Whereas I used to sell this animal, the short-horn, for 600,000, now the cross of Ankole and the short-horn, I can sell at $1 million and a plus. So these are crosses between, you see, you guess what it is? This is cross Ankole and our local owned and Frisian. So it is a combination, but the milk product is superb. You will not believe from this cow here, we get actually up to 5 liters of milking, which you think is not a lot, but for one milking, free range, that is something which is great. And all these are crosses, really they are not pure. I don't have a pure Frisian because it is difficult to keep. So this is the bull that I also use to cross. The Ankole and our, and the local one we have. So we started with these ones, you can see. This is what we call actually the short-horn Jebu animal. You can see the size. This is a full-grown mama, full-grown. Of course, they are very hardy, they are easy to keep, they are actually tick resistant. But when you compare them with this one, which is a cross between this one and Ankole bull, you can see the improvement already. This is just first generation, from this one to this one. is crossed with Ankole. And you can see the size, the difference in size. As much as this one has given birth to almost, I think, 7, 8, this one has just had its first calf. But you can see the size of, then you can see the comparison I was saying, that these are better animal than the local one that we used to have. And not only that, I've also crossed the Ankole animal with the Boran and the Brahman cows. I'm also experimenting on Saiwal, because Saiwal, as you know, their milk production is very, very high. They are also very hardy animals. They really are very tolerant to heat, much better than the Frisian cows. And they are really good as draft animal for plowing. So I'm really working on to see that I will really improve on the Saiwal cows, especially for our community, so that they can adapt. This farm actually works as a training ground. A lot of the communities around the local people come to learn good animal husbandry here. And not very expensive way, just simple local way how to keep their animal and make money. They come and learn here. Number two, this place also works as a training ground for our youth. We are training actually a lot of youth, both on animal traction for plowing and also at animal husbandry. As much as do I get from this animal here? Well, I get averagely 200 liters of milk, which is not a lot considering the number of animals I have, by the way. But it is something, 200 liters, and that brings me close to about 9 million shillings. If you calculate 300,000 per day, and 300,000 if you multiply by 30, that brings you to about, I think it's close to 9 million shillings, isn't it? So if you work it per year, I can clock close to 100 million per year on milk alone. And from fattening, I make close to about 500 million per year. So if you do a quick calculation, from this ranch here, I make about a billion shillings per year. That is what I would say. So I think it is a moderate income. For a simple man like me, I think it is following what my Excellency, the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. By the way, I've learned a lot, and he has really inspired me in a lot of ways. You know, when he talks about the 4-acre model, people should not just joke. It is a real serious thing. You can start very small and grow if you can listen to what the President says. It's something that people should, especially in the north here, we have a lot of land. What are we doing with land? Maybe nothing.
Still in Gulu District, we visited Osire Pascal from Keto Village, Omoro District.
My name is Pascal Osire. I am a farmer. I am a director of Modern Agro Spices. And I'm also a company that is dealing in farming, agro processing and export. I am also a founder of MK Modern Organics and Natural Products, that is the mercies and kindness of God. These companies are located in Keto Village, Lakwana Sub-County, Omoro District. We came here in 2019 May, and when we came here, our focus was to do agroforestry. After getting some land, and we did that, and then we started now to begin looking beyond and said, I need some crops that will give me money in a short while. It is a reason why I decided to do chili and hot pepper. When the lockdowns came, the first lockdown, I was actually a victim of lockdown, to a sense that I could not go home to see my people. But I called them and said, it is well, God has a reason why I'm here. And I decided to grow, to put in place 2 acres of hot pepper and 2 acres of chili. And by then, in 2019, we had only 32 acres. So out of the 32 acres, we put two hot pepper and 2 chili. The rest of it, we planted the trees. And we made money out of the 2 acres of hot pepper chili, that is 4 acres. We bought a truck, and that year, in 2020, when we were in the midst of COVID, we, from that same land, 4 acres, we were able to buy more 50 acres of land. And today, we are sitting in a farm that has 230 acres. of land. We are not utilizing all right now, but that is our vision, because we want to be number one in this community, and we want to be, you know, a place where everyone will say, let us go to Omoro and learn something about farming. This is our cashew nut project. In this farm, we have 5 acres. This is our gonja. We have 33 acres of gonja in this farm. This is the land is so dry, the crops are suffering because we do not have enough water. We are lying down near the big river. This is our initiative. This is what we did. We said we cannot wait for government, we cannot wait for anybody to come. But let's start when they come, they will get us when we're on the way. So when you see this water outlet here, right now it doesn't have water. But we have laid these pipes 1.5 kilometers surrounding all this big project here. If we had a big plant that gives us enough water, then all this community would do great when it comes to farming. We also started thinking about value addition. In value addition, we opened a factory. And in that factory, we are specializing in growing of herbs and spices. For now, we are producing the drinks only. We are producing 10,000 cartons every week. As of now, at the factory there, we are employing 119 workers, of which 60–80% of them they are male, and 51 they are female. When you come to the side of the farm, we have 34 permanent workers. Those are people who are here on a daily basis. They look at the farm, and we have trained them in farm management. Even when the agronomist is not there, they will be able to discover or detect that there is a problem here, and we get the attention of the agronomist. At the factory, on a monthly, every month, we make about, we make closely from 70 to 90 million, and that's the money that we make. Of course, there are so many taxes to pay, and we pay them. We have to pay the workers, and all the expansions that you see that are happening at the factory there, the money is coming from there. And then when you come to the farm, it is the sunshine, the heat, and because we lack a strong irrigation system, it has made us to make so many losses. Otherwise, our projected income in the farm, we wanted this farm to be making at least 100 million every month. I want to take this opportunity to thank the government, because you know, regardless of those small shortages and the challenges that we are together. When I call them, they are there always to support. They give us support, and of course I cannot you know, stop at that. I need to also to thank the president, because one of the most important things in a society is security. Without security, there is nothing. Now that we have security in this place, the best thing we are going to do is to get out of our beds and we start walking the talk.
Onono Moses is also from Gulu District, Omel Sub-County, Apem Parish. He says that after the end of the war, his main purpose was to settle down with his family, do commercial agriculture, and get fees for his children. In agriculture, he has not been disappointed.
My name is Onono Moses. I am 53 years old. I live in this village in Omel Sub-County. I started farming in the year 2007, when peace finally returned in northern Uganda. Our first purpose was to join hands with the family and have commercial farms where we get food and we earn money to pay fees. In 2008, we started with cassava. We grew cassava, we grew ginat for food. The main purpose was that people were coming from the displacement camp and they needed food. And I just married. I'm an engineer. So the best option was to come to my ancestral land which is about 300 acres. As I talk now, we have 40 acres of clone eucalyptus that you can see, they're growing. We still have 16 acres of the pine trees that you see growing. After doing that, the community got interested and partners got interested so that we should teach people farming. We think agriculture is going to take us very far, because me who I'm speaking, I am an engineer. I worked for European Union between 1996 to 2001. And when peace came in 2007, I dropped engineering. I went to agriculture, and we are not regretting. Now we have started making money from our trees. As you see, standing there, we harvested last year 5 acres from our pine trees. We made over 60 million. So the one you have seen behind here, we are putting them into 5 blocks. These 5 blocks every year will get us about 60, 70 million. This is going to make us scale growing of trees. Every year we are going to be growing 50 to 70 acres. Now the other thing that we have benefited from the advice of His Excellency the President is that the family should use their land together. So for us, we have about 300 acres, and we have not even split 1 acre. That the President has always advised us, and everybody who is listening, that is one of the best advice. So when you come to our home, all of us are growing together. Yeah, you are seeing this pine tree. We planted it in August 2008. Now it's 14 years, and we have started harvesting. A tree like this, if you cut it and sell it as timber, you can get about 250,000. That is definitely very good money. This clone GU7 eucalyptus is only 1.5 years old. Huh? Look at it. Yes? And we have 40 acres, yes, of this. And we are adding. This year we may do 20, 30 acres. Yes? It will be ready. As I talk now, it's already ready for class 2 poles. This clone is 2.5 years old, and we can sell it now for 15 to 20,000 a tree. But we are not yet selling. We are doing off-season. We have trained people on model where 1 katala or a tusk, you can get 1 million shillings in 6 months. Now we are not only just training people, we are doing it also ourselves. As I talk now, we are putting 25 acres of season horticulture production, and we expect to get over 300 million from that production. In April, we'll be selling up to June, July. This is our 25-acre production for off-season horticulture production. We think it is the biggest in the greater northern Uganda. We are looking at 4 crops: antola, eggplant, tomatoes, watermelon. Each of them we are doing about 6.5 acres. And we expect to generate over 300 million. We are doing it in partnership with 1 student. This block I'm standing for belongs to student. Then we have community. The next block